When Lockheed Martin teased the SR-72, most of us rolled our eyes and said, "Sure, and I have got a flying car in my garage too." It sounded like something straight out of a sci-fi movie minus the popcorn. But as whispers turned into winks and classified leaks started sounding oddly specific, curiosity gave way to conspiracy board levels of intrigue. Is it a real aircraft, or just a very expensive way to troll the competition? Buckle up, because what's brewing in Skunkworks might just be the biggest plot twist in aviation since the Wright brothers went airborne. The SR-71 Blackbird. To understand the SR-72, we must revisit the Blackbird, a symbol of speed, stealth, and aerospace innovation during the Cold War. Officially introduced in the 1960s, the SR-71 was decades ahead of its time. Its sleek black silhouette, long nose, and twin-engine nacelles were not just for show. Powered by two Pratt & Whitney J58 turbojet engines, this aircraft cruised at Mach 3.2, over 2,200 miles per hour, and soared at altitudes of 85,000 feet so high that pilots had to wear pressurized suits akin to space gear. Stealth was baked into the Blackbird's DNA. While stealth aircraft would become common in the 21st century, the SR-71 was a trailblazer in minimizing radar detection. It featured a minimal radar cross-section, radar-absorbing black ferrite paint, and skin design that helped radiate heat away efficiently. Around 85% of its structure was composed of titanium to handle the immense heat generated at high speeds. Uniquely, the aircraft's surface was intentionally corrugated, giving it room to expand without breaking apart at the extreme temperatures it endured during flight. Its glass cockpit windows even had cooling gaps and were built from solid quartz bonded to titanium frames, demonstrating the extreme lengths to which engineers had to go. Yet, despite outrunning over 4,000 missiles in its operational lifetime, the Blackbird's cost proved unsustainable. The U.S. Air Force officially retired it in 1998, and NASA flew the last remaining units until 1999. While it had a proud run, its retirement left a noticeable gap in hypersonic reconnaissance capabilities. Enter the SR-72. After the SR-71's retirement, the need for a faster, stealthier, and more technologically advanced replacement became increasingly urgent. Rumors of the SR-72 began circulating in the early 2000s, gaining traction around 2007. By then, Lockheed Martin's Skunkworks had already begun working with Aerojet Rocketdyne to develop an engine capable of reaching hypersonic speeds beyond Mach 5. The SR-72 wouldn't just be an upgrade, it was envisioned as a game-changer. Unlike the SR-71, which relied solely on turbojet power, the SR-72 would use a turbine-based combined cycle propulsion system. This hybrid setup would merge conventional turbine engines for subsonic and transonic flight, with scramjets for Mach 5+ travel. This approach allows seamless operation from takeoff through hypersonic cruise, no rocket boosters or mid-air propulsion switches needed. The technology isn't hypothetical either. Aerojet Rocketdyne's scramjet tech has been tested and refined since the early 2000s, laying the foundation for the SR-72's powerplant. Materials of tomorrow. Flying at Mach 6 presents challenges that no traditional airframe can survive. At such blistering speeds, temperatures can exceed 3,500 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt steel and most common alloys. Lockheed's engineers had to develop an airframe composed of cutting-edge materials, including carbon ceramic composites and advanced metal alloys, similar to those used in ICBMs and the retired Space Shuttle. The design team also had to overcome structural integrity issues under rapid thermal expansion. Solutions included modular fuselage elements, integrated thermal shielding, and even heat-dissipating coatings. Going official, in 2013, Lockheed Martin publicly confirmed the development of the SR-72. They promised an aircraft that would double the speed of the Blackbird, hitting Mach 6, and function with modern avionics, software, and sensors far beyond what engineers in the 1960s could have imagined. A key inspiration behind the SR-72's design came from the Falcon Hypersonic Technology Vehicle 2, an experimental rocket glider aimed at studying the rigors of hypersonic flight. Engineers leveraged data from the Hypersonic Technology Vehicle 2 to refine the SR-72's aerodynamics, navigation, and thermal shielding. 3 years later, Lockheed Martin's then CEO, Marillyn Hewson, revealed that the company was nearing a breakthrough. Not only could they build a full-scale SR-72 prototype the size of an F-22 Raptor for under $1 billion, but they could do so relatively quickly thanks to advances in additive manufacturing, 3D printing, and computational modeling. Weaponizing the sky. While the SR-71 was a pure reconnaissance aircraft, the SR-72 is expected to have offensive capabilities, chiefly the ability to launch hypersonic missiles. These advanced weapons are being actively developed by the Pentagon and could give the SR-72 the ability to strike targets around the globe with minimal warning. Firing a missile at Mach 6 is no easy feat. The stress, heat, and timing required are immense. However, Lockheed Martin has prior experience here too. During the development of the YF-12 Interceptor, a predecessor to the SR-71, they successfully launched air-to-air missiles at speeds exceeding Mach 3. A peek into pop culture. SR-72 in Top Gun? The SR-72 did not just sneak into military strategy, it flew straight onto the silver screen. In Top Gun: Maverick, audiences were treated to Darkstar, a sleek hypersonic marvel so realistic it did not just fool the characters, it fooled an entire nation. Reportedly, China diverted a spy satellite to take a peek at what they thought was the US' newest top-secret aircraft. Little did they know, it was Hollywood magic, though with Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works lending a hand, magic might be underselling it. The model was so authentic that fans and military enthusiasts began wondering if Darkstar was not just a prop, but a peek behind the Pentagon's curtain. Memes exploded, conspiracy forums lit up, and aviation nerds around the globe found their new obsession. It was the rare moment when pop culture and classified defense projects high-fived each other in plain view. Darkstar may be fictional, but its roots in SR-72 design have made it the most famous jet that doesn't officially exist yet. Where do things stand today? While initial timelines projected test flights around 2025, current estimates place the first major SR-72 demonstrations between 2027 and 2029. This aligns with the U.S. Air Force's hypersonic development roadmap, ensuring sustained government funding and strategic support. Although Lockheed Martin is tight-lipped about specifics, it's clear that the SR-72 project is not only alive, but actively progressing. Given its scope, cost, and secrecy, it's unlikely the aircraft will be mass-produced or sold to allies. The SR-72 is shaping up to be a one-of-a-kind strategic asset, with tensions escalating globally and hypersonic technology becoming a new frontier in military deterrence. The SR-72 represents a leap that could keep the U.S. ahead of rivals like Russia and China. What the SR-72 means for the future. If the SR-72 actually takes to the skies, it won't just break speed records, it might break the rulebook on global military power. Imagine a jet so fast, by the time you detect it on radar, it's already flown over, taken the photo, and is halfway home drinking jet fuel martinis. Air defense systems. They'll be left scratching their metaphorical heads, but it does not stop at stealthy speed runs and spy missions. The real magic lies in what it could inspire. We are talking about tech spin-offs that could one day power suborbital flights, civilian hypersonic travel, or even Mars missions. Materials built to survive fiery Mach 6 speeds might shield future spacecraft or ultra-fast cargo planes. In short, the SR-72 could be the cool older cousin of the future space shuttle. It's not just an aircraft, it's a glimpse at what's next when fast isn't fast enough. If your brain just broke the sound barrier reading about the SR-72, you are not alone. Smash that like button if you are ready to see the future take flight. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because when Mach 6 becomes real, you'll want a front row seat.